2-0.
What's up? Yeah.
2-0, man. The other game I saw was the fumble by Tony Romo. And that was the last playoff game I saw, man. And how exciting was this?
We got Rod Long back here, big part of Save Our Seahawks, along with Mark Collins back in the day.
Yeah, man.
But that was cool having you along, man. It's been 3 years or so since your last Seahawk game. Longer for a last playoff game, but anyway, it was a good winning combination of our friends today because we won this game.
No, we had the right synergy today.
We had great synergy today. It felt good.
Today. Our synergy was fantastic. The 12s were representing.
Yep.
And off to Atlanta.
Off to Atlanta, baby. But yeah, just to reflect a little bit on this game, Seattle wins it. What was it? 26-6. Never let Detroit get into the end zone. Limited the damage to 2 field goals. Seattle was very balanced, ran the ball over 160-something yards, 200-something passing. It was nice, mix of running and passing. Rawls had a heck of a game, and Paul Richardson, some amazing circus catches. Baldwin.
Two crazy catches by Richardson.
2 one-handed crazy catches, one for a touchdown.
The book of Jimmy Graham, man. The one hand, the book of Jimmy Graham, which I think he borrowed from Odell Beckham, by the way. the one hand, phenomenal catch.
And I'm thinking,
destined to be part of sports.
Yeah, and man, I mean, we had probably 3 top 10 catches in this game, 2 by Richardson, and then you have, of course, the I don't know how they're going to label this, the butt catch,
yeah, man.
The catch by Baldwin, who caught that ball in his butt. That was Baldwin.
That was Angry Doug Baldwin's angry butt that caught that. That was crazy.
That was so cool. They challenged. It was ruled incomplete. They challenged it, won the challenge, and we didn't really have a super good look on the screens in the stadium. But it's gonna be fun to watch this later and see people talking about that catch because it was tricky, man. He was all bent up like a pretzel to get that thing.
He was very Gumby-like.
That's that Filipino flexibility that allowed him to do that. Because we have extra joints in our legs and stuff that allow us to do positions that only Filipinos like Doug Baldwin and myself can do. I'm just saying. Anyway, so defense was solid, offense was good, won the time of possession. I'd say if there were some things we could clean up, one too many sacks. Some were Wilson's fault, hanging on the ball a little too long. Some of it were for the line. Another missed extra point, which in this game it didn't turn out to matter. But one of these games it may matter, and
it could matter.
We just got to stop missing what should be really easy plays like that. And we could have, even though we ended up getting 3 sacks for the game, a lot of those were in garbage time. And so I want to see more pressure if we're going to beat Atlanta next week.
We have got to put the pressure on Matty.
We've got to, because if that guy gets in a rhythm, man, it's going to be, their number 1 scoring offense. It's going to be tough to keep those guys down.
Really tough. And we both know that when Matt Ryan gets in a rhythm, well, he reminds me in particular of Phillip Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
When Phillip Rivers could get in a rhythm, and that unfortunately is not the Phillip Rivers we see now, but Rivers was one of those guys where you just went, wait a minute, this guy is taking the game over.
Yep.
And obviously Drew Brees.
I was going to say, just like that.
You just see a guy just step up and suddenly just take the game over.
Yep.
And they got to be in Matt Ryan's face.
Yep, that's the key. I think the 2 keys was going to be Seattle's going to run the ball like they did today. That way they win the time of possession. The way you stop an offense like Atlanta's is you just don't give them time on the field.
They can't be on the field, man. That's the only way you're going to stop Aaron Rodgers.
Because you can't score touchdowns if you don't got the ball, right? Exactly. So Seattle's got to, keep drives alive, not go 3 and outs and let them have multiple shots at short fields and all that kind of stuff. We won that field position battle today too, I think, because
we won sweetly on that.
Drives.
I'll tell you what I really did like. Not only that the time of possession was won by us. I like how, in particular, the second half, they came out more aggressively in terms of how they ran the ball.
Mm-hmm. But they ran
solid all the way around. Different football team we're playing next week.
Yeah.
As you know, this is a different team we're going to be playing next week.
To add to that too, Detroit did themselves no favors in the beginning. They must have like 4 or 5 easily catchable balls that they dropped, and that's the kind of stuff.
And then stupid penalties.
They had a few. So I mean, they were doing a lot of things to not help themselves out and keep things from being a closer game than it could have been. So you know, I don't know if Atlanta's going to have the same type of game, but, you know, Detroit was really, they were pretty undermatched coming into this game, coming into our house. But again, next week, we know what we're walking into. But if we play kind of like this, you know, ball control, run effective drives, I think we can keep it close. That's the key. You just got to keep it close.
If we can keep it close, then there's always a chance.
Yep.
And as you know, this is where it all really started for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's right.
They had that game.
They had that game, and
this guy played so out of his mind. He had played out of his mind against the Redskins.
We came back from 20-0, if you recall that game. 20, I think 21 or 20, but came back and took the lead.
Had the lead.
Had the lead for about a minute.
About a minute.
And then they got down the field, and I remember they kicked the field goal and missed it. But then we'd freaking called a timeout, gave him a second chance at it, and he got it.
And he made it. And what was crazy, do you remember the pass that Matt Ryan completed with all kinds of people hanging on him?
Yep.
To get them in position to kick that field goal.
Yep.
You're just going, what in the name of Aaron Rodgers is going? What is this?
Oh, it was backbreaking because the defense just, you know, we needed one stop, and they let them get down the field to field goal range so quick. But then, you know, if people forget about that, that wasn't a game-winning field goal. It turned out to be. But remember, we had enough time for our own possession. We got the ball to about midfield, and Hauschka, who probably could have hit a field goal from there. He was injured playing on that junk turf in D.C. He was out of that game, and we had Ryan Longwell pulled in to the game as a backup kicker, and he didn't have enough leg to kick that. If we had Hauschka, I'm convinced he probably could have made a 60-yard field goal in the dome to win that game, but instead we had to go for a Hail Mary and didn't get it. So anyway, that's old. That's old stuff from 5 years ago.
It's all good, and Hawk fans all live and die with some of the games that we know woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, they've all been
all of that
pretty dang close, razor's edge sometimes. Anyway, but it was a pleasure, man. I didn't get to sit with you.
Man. That was big fun.
We didn't get to sit during the game, but we had a lot of fun before and afterwards, did we not?
Well, and you know what? We have synergy, my friend.
Yeah,
which might mean that Saturday we might have to get together.
Or it may be Sunday. I don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday, but
it's Saturday.
It's for sure.
Saturday. Yeah,
okay.
I sure that.
All right. So, anyway, a good win. We know we could be even better. You know, could have. You know, that's the other thing. We didn't get enough sacks that we needed to get. I mean, it would have been nice to have gotten some turnovers. That's what I think we'll really need next week.
We will need a turnover or two next week.
Yeah.
But go Hawks.
And we can't give up any. So
right
anyway.
See all the blue and the neon.
Right there. All right. Well, we are here. Perfect timing.
Yeah,
we will do this again next week.
We must.
All right.
I'll be in touch, my friend.
All right, Rod. Sounds good. All right. Go Hawks, baby. We'll be in touch. More videos to come. Woo!